guys, this is Richy here at the Demo Lab at Mason Music Studios in Birmingham, Alabama. And today we're going to be giving you a brief look at the Orange TH30 from Orange Amplification. TH30 being kind of shorthand for the Thunderverb 30 watt amp head unit. A wonderful product from Orange Amplification. For those of you watching, you're probably well aware of Orange and its reputation. Very innovative the last 50 or so years in sound design and tonal quality that we hear on stage in lots of genres of music, particularly metal and hard rock. But this amp is a good representation of all of that, but it's not a one-trick pony. It's very simple and organized, but it can run across multiple genres. So we're going to try to give you a little bit of a demonstration of that and the power of this amp unit today. Before we get into some of the specifics of that, I just want to tell you a little bit about what I'm working with today, aside from the head unit. So I have a Fender Telecaster, kind of standard, but I do have some Peter Florence pickups put in it that have a little bit more edge and bite to them. So that'll kind of pop out a little bit more out of the amp. And then we're running the actual head unit through a PPC 212 from Orange. So we'll get that orange on orange kind of tonal characteristic, and it'll be plenty loud for you, hopefully, as you're watching, and give you a good sense of how this all works. So the first thing about this amp is it's a really nice, simple feature. It's just a 2-channel amp. It's got a dirty and a clean channel. Lots of amps have done this before, so there's nothing new about this, but the simplicity of it and how it works is really helpful. If you just want to plug a guitar straight in, or you want to use pedals, however you want to do it, you can get a lot out of this amp. So there's 4 output tubes in this amp, 4 EL84s, and there's a switch on the back that you can work in conjunction with a switch on the front that we'll talk a little bit more about here in just a moment, that will allow us to go from 4 to 2 output tubes. And then we can reduce it even further down. So we can get 7 watts, really quiet, kind of practice room sound. We can get 15 watts after that and get kind of a jam session. If you're just plugging straight in and want to get pretty loud, you can get that. Or you can get 30 watts and really kind of let's shake the rafters at the venue tonight kind of sound. So that's one of the great features also with the 2 channels. So traditionally it's just a Tortex head here, standard plastic handle, silver handles at the front, the picks only graphics are not here. It's also got the labels, so everything's pretty simple and easy to read and understand. There's also an effects loop in the back here if you wanted to use that, which would be a really nice thing about this amp, again with the 2 channels. Just running a couple of modulations, reverbs, delays, whatever, maybe a filter or 2, and you can do that without anything else and just a Footswitch perhaps, and run back and forth between these 2 channels and get some really cool tonal characteristics and variations. There's also a couple of outputs in the back to run different cab combinations if you want to tinker with that as well. And a Footswitch option, which we'll try to demonstrate a little bit of later. All right, so I'm just going to show you a few of the front features here, and then we'll play a few clips to give you an idea of all the sounds that are available. So starting all the way over here, we've got our simple power on and off switch, and then the output function, which takes it from half to full. This works in conjunction with that switch I mentioned before in the back with the output tubes. It also has a standby switch or function in the middle, so you can mute if you want to switch guitars out, if you're just running a guitar into the amp at a jam session or a gig, or you want to just let it sit for a minute and not lose the power and just get a good mute. All right. And then you have a channel selection, dirty to clean. All right. We're going to actually use the Footswitch and show you a little bit of that too. You got your orange jewel light there. And then we've got our dirty channel, and we're going to actually come back to that in just a moment. It's a little bit more rangy. And then we've got our clean channel, and that's what we'll demonstrate here for a moment. Just a simple volume, overall push, and then simple EQ, bass and treble. Okay, and you can dial that in to your heart's desire, whatever guitar you're using, and get some different coloring out of it. What I've been playing on so far, going back and forth from clean to dirty at the very beginning and using a full, all 4 output tubes and full switch. So now I'm just going to go with clean and play a couple of things. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let a chord ring out at the end of that riff, and I'm going to show you the different variations of sound boosting you can get from these different selections with the output tubes and the switches. to play that last chord again. I'm going to let it ring and kind of do some switching. So I'm going to go all the way back to a half setting on both of these and then boost it up from there. So here's that A chord again. That's 7 watts. I'll do it again, let it ring, and I'm going to go up to 15 and then up to 30. So you can hear each time that boost kind of coming along, and it's actually starting to break up just a little bit nicely if you want a little bit of slight crunch out of that dirty channel. A really nice feature as you start cranking that volume up. No gain put in anywhere yet so far. So now we're going to switch over to the dirty channel and show you a couple of things here. So back to these front features, volume and gain, they work kind of in tandem here. So volume being your overall push, gain being that crunchy breakup that we want to start pushing in. And this can go from that natural breakup we just heard when the gain's down pretty low to kind of good standard classic rock as it goes up past noon into full-on metal territory as we kind of max it out. But the really great feature of this channel is the shape, which is just all about mid-boosting or mid-scooping. So if we go all the way back counterclockwise, that's basically just a big mid-boost, all right? All the way forward, a mid-scoop, okay? So I'm going to start with kind of mids boosted here, kind of just a low gain, or a little bit of a higher gain setting. Roll the volume back down a little bit and give you an idea of this, all right? So I'm going to use the Footswitch, play a little riff here. There you heard just kind of a good beefy breakup. Now I'm going to play that same riff again, but I'm going to actually scoop the mids this time. You'll hear it sound a little different. So a very, classic riff, all the chord kind of functions going on in there, and a little bit of high neck action to give you an idea there as well. So we'll play that riff one more time. So you can really start hearing that thing sing out, and actually the breakup starts coming on maybe a little bit stronger when those mids get scooped. So, again, especially on a Telecaster going back, or a Strat with a little bit of natural high bite in the guitar sound, that mid scooped or that mid boosted sound might help. But then if you just want to, whatever guitar you're using, you want to get that old classic rock heavy metal sound, start scooping those mids and get that low end rumbling, and it kind of helps define some of that breakup. So last but not least, well, we'll play one more, actually with the gain kind of cranked. Back the volume off a little bit, and I'm going to go mid-scooped and kind of play more of like a metal style riff here, okay? So we'll go gain pretty maxed out there. So you can hear there, it just rings out as long as you really want it to. Get that good sustain when that gain is cranked up and getting into that heavy metal kind of territory. So finally, I'm going to show you one time, you've heard me kind of clicking the Footswitch on and off probably, so I'm going to show you kind of going from the clean channel into a dirty channel, how that can be functional for you. So I'm going to adjust the gain back to mid's boosted sound. I'm going to pull the gain out a little bit. And we can kind of hear that sound. I'm going to start on clean and kind of go into a riff with that, all right? So here we go. So there you have a good foot switch kind of interacting between that clean and dirty channel to give you an idea of how you could use those two on stage in a live song. Again, throwing some effects into the effects loop or just straight into the amp will give you a lot of different things you can do to kind of craft your sound. So that is the Orange TH30, and hopefully that gives you a really good idea of how it works. Well, hopefully if you're ever in the Birmingham area near our Mountain Brook studio, you might can slip in and check out this TH30. It's usually there, a plethora of Reverend guitars on the wall, a number of effects pedals, so you can plug it in and check it all out. Check out that effects loop, run them in the front, however you want to do it, and get some different variations. And who knows, maybe it'll give you a convincing argument and maybe add this to your own arsenal of tools. If you're out there watching us, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, follow us on all of our media platforms, and leave us a comment and let us know, do you have this piece of equipment yet? Interested in it? What's your thoughts about it? We'd love to interact with you. And also visit masonmusicrocks.com to see what's going on there, and we'll catch you next time. I'm Richie, this is Demo Lab. Until next time, rock on.